Hello, friends. In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what insurance companies are looking for when they send an inspector to your home, why seniors are disproportionately affected by what those inspectors find, and what you can do right now, before anyone shows up, to make sure your policy stays in place. I will also tell you what your rights are if a cancellation notice has already arrived, because most people who receive one assume the decision is final. It is not always final, and knowing that difference could save you your coverage. Before we get into it, if you are not subscribed to this channel yet, hit that button right now and turn on the bell. Insurance companies are making moves in 2026 that most seniors will not hear about until it is too late to respond. What I do here is track exactly that kind of information and bring it to you in plain language before the deadlines pass. The people who are subscribed find out in time. The ones who are not tend to find out after the letter has already arrived. Subscribe now and let us get into it. What is happening right now with homeowners insurance is not random. It is a calculated decision by insurance companies to reduce their risk, and seniors are bearing the brunt of it. Homes insured for decades, owned by people who never filed a single claim, are being inspected and dropped, not because something went wrong, because an inspector walked the property, checked items off a list, and decided the home no longer met updated standards. Today, I am going to walk you through what is on that list, why older homeowners are being targeted first, and what you can do at every stage to protect your coverage. Over the past 3 years, insurance companies have paid out record amounts in claims. Hurricanes, wildfires, flooding, severe storms. The losses have been enormous, and the industry response has been deliberate. Companies are reevaluating every policy on their books, looking for properties that represent elevated risk. In many cases, they are raising premiums. In others, they are canceling coverage entirely. The homes flagged most often share a common profile. They are older. They have roofs that have not been replaced recently. They have aging electrical systems, older plumbing or maintenance that has been deferred over the years, and they are disproportionately owned by seniors. This is not a coincidence. Seniors are more likely to have lived in the same home for 20, 30, or even 40 years. The house is paid off or nearly paid off. It is familiar and deeply personal, but it is also aging. And the things that age in a home, the roof, the wiring, the pipes, are exactly what insurance companies are now scrutinizing most aggressively. There is another factor that makes seniors especially vulnerable here. Most are on fixed incomes. When a policy is canceled, replacement options are often significantly more expensive. Some seniors end up paying double or triple their previous premium, and in states where major insurers have pulled back, the only available option is a state-run plan that offers less coverage at higher cost. Knowing what triggers cancellation is the first and most important line of defense. When an insurance company sends an inspector to your home, that person is not there to help you. They are there to build a file that either justifies keeping your policy or justifies ending it. Understanding what goes into that file gives you the ability to fix problems before they become reasons for cancellation. The single most common trigger in 2026 is roof condition. Insurance companies are now using aerial imaging, satellite photos, and drone footage to assess roofs before sending anyone in person. If those images show excessive wear, missing shingles, moss or algae growth, or a roof past its expected lifespan, an in-person inspection is triggered automatically. Asphalt shingles are typically rated for 20 to 25 years. If your roof is approaching or past that range, it is already on their radar. The second most common flag is the electrical system. Homes built before the 1980s often have wiring types that insurers now consider high risk. Knob and tube wiring, aluminum wiring, and older panel brands like Federal Pacific or Zinsco are specifically listed as disqualifying factors by many companies. If an inspector identifies any of these, cancellation is a likely outcome. Third, inspectors look closely at exterior condition, peeling paint, wood rot on siding or fascia, damaged gutters, deteriorating steps, overhanging tree branches. All of these appear on checklists as liability or damage risk indicators. They are also among the most fixable problems on the list, which is why addressing them early matters so much. Plumbing is the fourth major area. Homes with original galvanized steel pipes, polybutylene pipes, common in homes built between 1978 and 1995, or visible signs of past water damage are flagged consistently. Water damage claims are among the most expensive for insurers, and aging plumbing is a direct predictor of future claims in their models. Finally, inspectors note what surrounds the home. a wood-burning stove without documented professional installation, a pool without a fence, a trampoline in the yard, or a dog that falls under a breed restriction. All of these can appear in a report as liability concerns. This is the section most people never reach because they do not learn about the inspection process until after the cancellation notice arrives. Being proactive changes the outcome significantly. Start by calling your insurance company and asking directly whether your home has been scheduled for an inspection or whether any concerns have been flagged on your policy. You may not always get a detailed answer, but asking puts you in a conversation rather than a situation. In some cases, a representative will tell you what is on file, and that gives you the chance to address it first. Next, walk your property with fresh eyes. Look at the roof from the street. Check the gutters, the siding, the paint, the steps, the walkways. Look at any trees that hang over the house. Ask yourself honestly, if a stranger were evaluating this property for risk, what would they flag? That honest answer is your action list. For roof concerns, get a professional inspection from a licensed roofing contractor, not necessarily to fix everything immediately, but to have a documented assessment in hand. If an inspector later flags your roof, having a recent professional evaluation that shows the roof is in acceptable condition or that repairs are already scheduled gives you something concrete to push back with. For electrical concerns, if your home is older, have a licensed electrician do a walkthrough and provide a written assessment. If your panel is a model that insurers flag, knowing that in advance gives you time to look into replacement before it becomes a cancellation trigger. Minor exterior repairs, fresh paint, fixed gutters, trimmed branches, repaired steps are low-cost fixes that remove easy flags from an inspector's checklist. A well-maintained home signals active ownership. A home showing deferred maintenance signals future claims. If you have already received a cancellation notice, you have more time and more options than the letter implies. Most states require insurance companies to give you a minimum notice period before cancellation takes effect. For midterm cancellations, those happening before your renewal date, that notice is typically 30 to 45 days. For non-renewal notices, meaning the company will not renew when your policy expires, the required notice is often 60 to 90 days. Read your notice carefully to identify which type you received. The timeline and your options differ between the two. Call your insurance company and ask specifically what triggered the cancellation. You have the right to know the reason. Ask them to identify the exact items in the inspection report that led to the decision. Get that information in writing if you can. Once you know what was flagged, ask whether fixing those items would allow the company to reinstate your policy. In many cases, the answer is yes. If the issue is roof condition, get repair or replacement quotes immediately and share them with your insurer. If the issue is exterior maintenance, address it and send photo documentation. Insurance companies would rather keep a paying customer than process a cancellation, especially when the underlying issue is genuinely being resolved. If the company will not reinstate your policy regardless of repairs, contact your state's Department of Insurance. Every state has one. They regulate insurance company behavior and have authority to investigate whether a cancellation was handled properly and lawfully. Search your state name and Department of Insurance to find the consumer complaint process. It is free to use and it carries real weight. If you need new coverage quickly, contact an independent insurance agent rather than going directly to another large carrier. Independent agents work with multiple companies and can shop your home across several insurers at once. They also know which companies in your area are currently writing policies for older homes, because not every insurer has pulled back, and a good independent agent knows exactly who is still active in your market. In some states, the private insurance market has pulled back so significantly that finding replacement coverage through a standard insurer is genuinely difficult. Florida, California, Louisiana, and parts of Texas and the Gulf Coast are currently experiencing the most serious disruptions. In these areas, multiple major carriers have stopped writing new policies entirely. If you are in one of these markets and cannot find private coverage, your state's insurer of last resort is a legally available option. These are called fair plans in most states. Fair access to insurance requirements. They exist specifically to provide coverage when the private market is not available. The coverage is often less comprehensive and the premiums are often higher, but it keeps your home insured. That matters for one specific reason. If your home is not insured and you still have a mortgage, your lender will step in and purchase what is called force-placed insurance on your behalf and bill it to your escrow account. Force-placed insurance is almost always more expensive than a fair plan and offers even less protection for you as the homeowner. A fair plan, while not ideal, is a better outcome than forced placement. Search your state name and fair plan to find your state's program and the application process. Let us bring it all together. Insurance companies are conducting property inspections in 2026 at record levels. The homes being flagged most often are older properties with aging roofs, outdated electrical systems, older plumbing, and deferred exterior maintenance. Seniors are disproportionately affected because they are more likely to own older homes, and older homes have more of exactly what insurers are now looking at most closely. Before an inspection happens, walk your property, address visible maintenance issues, and get professional assessments of your roof and electrical system if your home is older. Call your insurance company and ask whether any concerns are currently flagged on your policy. If a cancellation notice has already arrived, find out the specific reason, ask whether fixing the issue leads to reinstatement, and contact your state's Department of Insurance if you believe the cancellation was improper. Use an independent insurance agent to shop for replacement coverage across multiple carriers simultaneously. And if private coverage is no longer available in your state, your FAIR plan is a legal backstop that keeps your home insured while you work on longer-term solutions. If this video gave you something useful, please subscribe and turn on the bell. What is happening with homeowners insurance right now is moving fast, and the people who are caught off guard are the ones who never saw it coming. Every week on this channel, I cover the financial situations that directly affect seniors, in plain language, with real steps you can actually take. Subscribe so you are always ahead of what is coming, not scrambling to catch up after the fact. And if you know a homeowner over 65 who has not thought about this yet, please share this video with them. One conversation at the right time can make all the difference. I will see you in the next one.